every once in a while you see a team that kind of does something different, and I'm cool with it. All right. Eventually, there was one team that started the whole shift thing. Kind of over that, but either way, the Blue Jays said, "Hey, we're gonna try something different. We're gonna do a four-man outfield." And Logan, being a Jays fan, he's gonna kind of give a little more insight on this. And go ahead, Logan. Tell them how you feel and what is the four-man outfield for anybody that hasn't seen it yet.
So four-man outfield, basically, a lot of it has been for the Jays a shift against left-handed hitters.
Mhm.
They're taking their second baseman, Santiago Espinal, moving him into basically what you would consider a slow pitch softball outfield. He is in right center. George Springer plays left center. They've used it for 76 plate appearances. It worked really well up until this past weekend against Cleveland.
Hmm.
You have guys like Jose Ramirez and a few others that are just too good at hitters. So if you give them that four-man outfield and take away, now you have Matt Chapman moving from third up the middle, basically playing a very deep center shifted shortstop.
Mhm.
Ramirez and a few of those other guys are just too good at hitters. They took advantage of it. Otherwise, it has worked. I don't know, more often than not. Let's say that. I
Yeah.
don't have all their metrics. I think it's weird. I think it's they're trying the no prevent. They're the prevent defense.
Yeah.
No doubles.
Yep.
No extra base hits. It does give up singles. It almost gave up a random weird. Hey, they're not. I'm just laying down a bunt thing.
Yep.
Didn't work out. But when you have these shifts and you have contact hitters playing against teams like this, like if you're in a fantasy league, take that contact hitter against the Jays at the moment. Just don't take your all or nothing guys. They're going to fly out.
Yeah, all day. And I feel like, there's a lot of flyouts anyways, and these guys are athletic enough they could cover it. And I did see on MLB.com that Springer was quoted saying, "I've personally just come to the conclusion of whether it's us or somebody else, it's going to happen. And there's no sense in trying to figure out why you're going to do it. Just go stand where they want you to stand. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, guess what? It doesn't." And I think that's a good point. Like he's a team player. He says, "You know what? The guys in charge are telling me to go and do it. I'm going to do it. If it works, that's awesome. We just came up with something cool. If it doesn't, well, that's not on me. That's on the coaching. So I'm going to do what it there." And I think that's a good clubhouse thing from a young stud.
Yeah, and I think the metrics, they wouldn't be doing it if the metrics said it was a bad idea.
Yep.
I think against certain hitters who are doubles hitters, someone like, again, Jose Ramirez, only because I watched it this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I think that maybe that doesn't need to be done. Although, he gets his singles. He didn't hit a double.
It's true. And
he might have. I mean, Cleveland raked against the Jays this week. So
one example that I did read earlier that they kind of did it was with Kyle Tucker. All right, which obviously they've scouted on him. He's a hot hitter, one of the top fantasy guys in baseball. And Kyle Tucker ripped 109-mile-an-hour line drive to deep center field at the Rogers Center. Espinal was there. Espinal was in right. George Springer turned around, gave chase, but he's stationed in right center field already, Espinal that is, which puts him in the perfect position to cover this, about 58 feet, they said, and he was able to make the catch on the run. So if he's not there, that's probably a double all day. You know what I mean? Guy in runner position, a hot team like Houston, that's probably a run, So, hey, in this situation, it worked.
I think it has its advantages. If you're a old-timey baseball guy like me and yourself, like we look at it and we're like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But if that eliminates doubles, you can give up singles.
Yep.
But then you just have to execute and not give up the double to the next guy. You don't do that too.
Yep. So there's an
interesting thing.
Very interesting. And the Jays are kind of in the headlines for using it, but other teams have used it so far in 2022. The Jays have used it 270 times. The Rays have used it 114. And the Rays, we know, get creative with their pitching and some other things. The Yankees have done it 73 times, Orioles 21, Tigers 20, and the Rangers 3. So a lot of the American League teams are kind of dabbling with this four-man outfield, and the most plate appearances using a four-man outfield in 2022 again is the Jays by overwhelming. Same amount of teams, same teams involved, just different numbers, but the Jays out in front for
it'll be interesting to see if this stays for the rest of the year.
Yep.
I think right now it's fair to say that the metrics are doing it and they came in with a plan. I think when they face certain teams and maybe, as teams start to figure themselves out, I think you'll see it done more against one team and less against another, as opposed to a broad thing, But when you get a major pull hitter, especially a lefty, where you see most shifts, You know, it does have some validity. It makes a little bit of sense.
Yep.
Who they use it against Gallo.
Yeah.
I mean, Gallo, you could, much like Teixeira years ago, you could have 18 people on the first base side, and Gallo is still not going to bunt.